Okay, can you hear me? Perfecto. Okay. I'm going to share my full screen, okay, so I cannot see the chats, okay? Okay, good morning. I hope everyone is involved now in the Renaissance times after listening to the music, but not too much sleepy, I hope. And thank you for attending this talk based in a project carried out last semester with the students of my elective course of Spanish culture. For reasons of the time, what I'm going to present is only a reduced and summarized part of this project. So in that way, we can respect the schedule of the next sessions. So briefly, you can see in this slide the 4 parts in which my presentation is structured: presentation, objectives, homework, final reflections. So this project, okay, this project has its main axis the reading of one of the classics. No vemos la presentación. Okay, sorry, now we start. Okay, so good morning. Thank you for attending this talk based in a project carried out last semester with the students of my elective course of Spanish culture. For reasons of the time, what I'm going to present is only a reduced and summarized part of this project. So in that way, we can respect the sessions. So briefly, you can see in this slide the 4 parts in which my exposition is structured: presentation, objectives, homework, and final reflections. Okay, so this project has the main axis the reading of one of the classics of Spanish literature, such as the Lazarillo de Tormes. So next, I will comment one of the series of informative data that may help to contextualize the work itself, especially if you don't know the book. So this book was published without author in 1554. It was included in the Index of Prohibited Books of the Spanish Inquisition. This novel is considered the beginning of the picaresque novel. And it's interesting to note, especially for the English teachers, that following the definition of the adjective picaresque in English, that mention is made of the Spanish origin of the term. You can see what. Okay, so its main protagonist has influenced other characters in world literature such as Wolf Flanders, Tom Jones, Oliver Twist, Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn. If we limit it just to the field of English and North American literature, and it has been brought to the screen numerous times. I want to highlight the 1959 version that won the Golden Bear in Berlinale, the festival in Berlin. So you can see on the left one of the frames of the movie. Okay, so to start the project, I selected one of the recent translations that have been made into Turkish by Professors Ertuğrul Onal and Arzu Aydonat, who we are very lucky to have in the Spanish department. So she came to my class to give a presentation, and I asked her to focus on her experience as a translator of this very difficult book to translate. So here I have put you one of the frames of the Panopto recording, which we see Arzu with the book in hand and about to start her presentation. Of the 20 minutes that Arzu was in my class, I would like to highlight 3 points that she commented to my students regarding her previous work with El Lazarillo de Tormes. So before the translation, it was necessary for her to learn about the society, costumes, and culture of the Spain of that time, to know the historical situation of the country, and to dominate the Old Spanish, because in this novel you can find a lot of popular sayings, terms of popular speech, and many ironic and humorous resources. Regarding the objectives of the project and the students, we can summarize them in introduce literature in our language class, expand their literary knowledge, approach the social cultural knowledge, make intercultural reflections, develop intercultural awareness, and develop reflective and critical thinking. In relation with the students, of course, they had to read the book in its Turkish version in comparison with the Spanish version and express their opinion based on a series of questions divided in 2 parts. The first part of these questions, and we have already entered in the 3rd block of my exposition, focus of the reading of the book itself, avoiding, of course, any answer that could be found in the internet. As you can see, I have preferred to keep the questions in Spanish, but if someone is interested in C, I can send to you without any problem in English. But in summary, more or less, I asked them for their opinion on the narrative point of view, the characters, the humor used in the novel, the social criticism, or its modernity today. The questions in the second part focus on the intercultural component of the novel in relation to the Turkish culture of my students. In particular, I was interested in focusing in those aspects of the novel that could be related to the Ottoman history that is so well known for being a historical period that they often study throughout their academic career from 6th or 7th grade. For example, I asked them equivalents of the 16th century Spanish society in the Ottoman society, or if there is a similar term in the Turkish language that resembles the concept of picaro or picaresco, or if it exists in the Turkish cinema or literature, a character like Lazarillo de Tormes. In the following slides, I will show you some examples of the answers that some of my students gave me in Spanish. So I'm not going to read all of them logically, but I would like to quickly highlight some interesting connections that they establish with their own culture. For example, this student on the left related the Spanish picaresque novel with these 2 Turkish literary references, The Tales of Keloğlan, sorry, because of my Turkish, very poor, I know, or the book published in 2016, Kopuklar by Güney Ulutaş. Or this another student on the right connected the Lazarillo with the film character Shaban, maybe some of you know, played by actor Kemal Sunal in the Turkish cinema in the 60s and 70s. So the idea is not just the students learn from me or from the novel or from the course, but also I want to learn from them. So in that case, this student recommend to these movies that I didn't know. So I watch and I really like it. Honestly, it was very interesting for me to watch the Saban films and compare with El Lazarillo de Tormes. In this another slide, This student was struck by the similarities between some masters of Lazarillo and the Lalas who were in charge of educating the children of the sultans. Or in this final reflection, where the student was very sad when observing that the existing problems in the book continue in the 21st century. Also, I would like to share with you the answer that the students gave me to a question in which I asked them to locate during the reading the geographical journey of the Lazarillo through the Spain of that time, and to imagine an alternative map for the historical cities of the Ottoman Empire. Here you can see, first of all, the geographical map done by the student, where the novel takes place between Toledo and Salamanca, cities near to Madrid. Or the second one, the alternative map offered by the same student with the historical cities in that time as Konya, Nevşehir, Kayseri, Sivas, etc. Okay, I want to finish my exposition with the final reflection of my students. I asked them to send me a video speaking in Spanish about the experience with the book. So I selected two students, thank you so much, Batuhan and Melis, that we can listen to below.
Hola, me llamo Botón y soy estudiante de Ingeniería de Atmósfera en la Universidad de Economía de Izmir. En este video voy a hablar sobre Lazarillo de Tormes. Primero, Lazarillo de Tormes es una novela picaresca, anónima y publicada en España en siglo XV. El libro trata sobre las aventuras de Lazarillo con sus maestros. Aunque el libro tiene lugar en la España medieval, podemos observar que todavía hay cosas que han sido criticadas en el libro, como explotar los sentimientos religiosos de las personas y ser arrogante y corrupto. Además, aunque la cultura, el idioma y la religión turca y española son diferentes, pero podemos decir que han sufrido los mismos problemas durante mucho tiempo en ambas sociedades, y que los problemas de los pueblos siguen siendo los mismos, incluso si los administradores y de la sociedad cambian. En conclusión, les recomiendo a todos leer esta novela con su pero original. Gracias por escuchar. Adiós. Hola.
Okay, thank you so much again, Batuhan. So in this video, for example, it's interesting how Batuhan makes an intercultural reflection about the power of religion in Spain and in the Ottoman Empire in that time. Okay, now is the turn of Melis.
Hola, soy Melis y hoy quiero recomendaros el libro de Lazarillo Tormes. Me gustó el libro mucho. Los eventos de Lazarillo fueron muy impresionantes. Lazarillo es el personaje principal del libro. El libro habla de eventos que un niño sufre miserablemente durante un periodo económicamente malo en España, y el libro refleja que las personas de muchos segmentos no son realmente vistas desde afuera, y este fue el primer libro que comenzó la tendencia. Y lo que más me impresiona es que a pesar de que Lazarillo ha pasado por muchos eventos negativos y está casi muerto de hambre y siempre tiene esperanza y fe, incluso cuando creo que va a morir. Gracias por escuchar.
Okay, thank you, Melis, again. So for this student, she said many things, of course, but what more impressed about the book is the strength of Lazarillo character, despite of all the problems he has throughout the novel. Okay, so I arrived to the end of my talk. Thank you for your attention, and thanks especially to Arzu Aidonat for her time invested in this project in a selfless way, which she was involved from the beginning. And of course, thank you so much to Ian White for his disposition all the time and sense of humor, which is so important in these difficult times. Thank you so much.